During the campaign, President Trump said he would increase tariffs on Chinese goods. But when asked Monday about when he might impose those tariffs, he didn't give an exact date and instead pointed to actions taken during his first term and under the Biden administration.
As you know, I put on large tariffs on China, and they've really been forced to leave them. And if we didn't leave them, you wouldn't have one steel mill that's open in this country. We're going to have meetings and calls with President Xi. I spoke to President Xi last week, as you know. Did you know that? I had a very good phone call.
President Trump told reporters he received an invite to visit China and could travel there this year. Meanwhile, China's vice president attended the inauguration despite the tariff threat. The Trump team says he met with Vice President Vance on Sunday and discussed fentanyl, trade, and regional stability. CBS News correspondent Anna Coren joins us now from Hong Kong. Thank you for being here. How has China reacted thus far to the new Trump administration?
Yeah, Lindsay, I have to say that people are feeling cautiously optimistic. And I think that's because we're not hearing the China bashing that everyone was prepared for. Certainly here in Hong Kong and on mainland China, that sentiment and rhetoric from Trump, certainly on the campaign trail, that threat of 60% tariffs, it just has not played out. But as we know, we're only a few days into this administration. We heard from President Trump. He mentioned that phone call he had with President Xi on Friday night and that invite to China. That will be his first trip to China since 2017. So that will be a big deal when he does make that. He said he'll do it in his first 100 days. We should note that President Biden never went to China during his term in office. And then I think what is also playing into this good feeling, and certainly in this part of the world, is TikTok, the reprieve for TikTok. And as we heard from President Trump, he has a warm spot for TikTok. But really, he has only delayed this for 75 days. That executive order to his attorney general, ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, has 75 days to agree to sell to a US company. But this, of course, Lindsay, is where the sticking point will be between the United States and China.
Yeah, has China responded yet to that idea of a US company owning 50% of the app?
Yeah, look, China has maintained all along that TikTok is not for sale. So this is going to be the problem. So the threat of tariffs, we are yet to hear from President Trump on that. He's singled out Mexico and Canada instead. But this is perhaps where he will use the threat of tariffs in trying to get that TikTok deal through. It obviously, you know, it is a huge issue and something that President Trump wants to make happen, make this deal. You know, but I've spoken to analysts in this part of the world, think tanks who advise the Chinese government, and they think that this reprieve for TikTok is really a gesture of goodwill. So that is why the Chinese are certainly being warm at this stage to Donald Trump.
Anna Coren, thank you for joining the Daily Report. Please come back.